A very good morning, students. Today we will be discussing about the other half of the chapter, which is how, when and where. Okay, but before that, let's quickly just revise what have we studied in our first part. We studied about importance of dates. Why are dates important? How dates were memorized by Britishers and why have they made them so important. All right, we have also discussed about periodization. What is periodization? Jumping from one era to another era, as in from Mughal era to British era. Okay, that is called as periodization. All right, now we will be discussing about colonialism or colonization. What is colonial or what is colonization? Britishers came to conquer the country, establish their rules and subjugate local nawabs and rajas. Means what? Why did they come to our country? They came to our country to control over the country. Okay, they subjugate means what? To have a complete control over the local nawabs and rajas. All right, whoever the nawabs and rajas were, they had a complete control over them. Those nawabs and rajas were working under them after they conquered our country. They controlled over the economy and society, collected revenue, bought goods at low price and produced those goods more, which were to be exported. Okay, what did they do? They had a complete control over the economy, over the society. They collected revenues. Okay, they bought goods at a very low price. Okay, they collected revenue at a very high price. All right, they were charging more. Okay, in the name of taxes. All right, and what were they doing? They were buying goods from the poor farmers at a very low price. And what were they doing? They were producing those goods more, which they were interested in exporting, okay, to their own country, that is England. Britishers brought about changes in values and tastes, also customs and practices. They also brought about lot of changes in values, in taste of people. Okay, people started following them. People started following the way they used to live, the lifestyle of Britishers. People actually started having those kinds of habits which Britishers had. Okay, and they also brought about a lot of changes in customs and practices. This was somewhere good for Indians because a lot of superstition practices were followed in our country. But because Britishers came, they educated people, and then people came to know that these superstition practices were of no use. They were useless, and this was a good thing that happened. Another good thing that happened was education. They made education compulsory for each and everyone because of language. Okay, what happened? Even Britishers learned Indian languages. Also, Indians were made to learn British language, that is English, so that communication becomes easier for them. The process where one country tries to control over another country, which leads to changes in social, political, economic and cultural fields, is called as colonization or colonialism. Okay, when one country tries to subjugate another country, tries to have a complete control over another country, is called as colonization or colonialism. All right, in every field, and tries to bring changes in each and every field, which is called as colonization or colonialism. However, every class or group of people did not experience changes in the same way. Hence, our book is named as Our Pasts. You will come to know and you will learn about each and everything, what all changes happened in the colonial period. And that is the reason why this line is there. This line says that not every group of people had same kind of changes, or their experiences were different. Okay, that is the reason the name of our book is Our Pasts in plural, means there were different kinds of pasts. Some were good, some were not. Okay, some had some other experience, some had some other experience. All right, understood? Now let us learn about how do we know about the history, about what had happened in earlier days. Alright, we had sources of history. One is primary source, another is secondary source. Under primary sources, we have old coins, artifacts, monuments, inscriptions, official records. Okay, all the, see, wherever you go to some historical place, you find pictures, or you find the, you get a guide over there who tells you about the history of that particular place. Okay, every wall is painted. Okay, every wall is, you see, is carved, and that is the reason you come to know about what kind of art people in that era used to follow. All right, and it tells you about a lot. Okay, you don't need any kind of description. The art itself tells you about what kind of people they were, what kind of lifestyle they used to have. Old coins we have. Okay, you have museums where old coins are kept. Okay, why museums are created? Only because to preserve those old things, old, you say, uh, uh, antique things. All right, those antique things are precious. Why are they called as antique? Because they're precious, and they tell us about a lot, what of what time they belong to, which rule that particular coin was used. Inscriptions, you have old books, old writings. Okay, you have experts, historians who know that particular language, and they keep explaining about what is written in that language. And official records, obviously you have records kept. Okay, you have proofs, you have books, you have documents which tells you about a lot, about the history of that particular period. Then secondary sources are the second hand sources. Primary are those which give you primer knowledge. Okay, prime knowledge means first hand knowledge, and secondary is secondary knowledge, that is second hand knowledge. In secondary knowledge, secondary sources, you have maps, you have books, you have magazines, textbooks, newspapers. Okay, these are secondary sources because they get information from primary sources, and then they keep on, and they record it in their secondary sources. All right, this is not a first hand information, that is a second hand information, but that is also quite true. Why? Because they get these they keep on researching. Okay, they keep on researching a lot from other sources, and then they keep recording it as secondary resources. All right, now under how do we know, the very first point is administration produces records. Britishers believe that an act of writing is really important. Britishers believe that an act of writing is really important, means whatever they discussed, okay, it must be written down in words. That they believed was an important thing. They made sure that every plan, instruction, policy, decision, agreement, investigation, etc., must be written down as an official record. Everything, whatever was discussed, whatever was planned, whatever debates happened, whatever investigation happened, any policy they made, any agreement they made, everything they made sure must be written down on some document as an official record. This introduced administrative culture of memos, reports, and notings. Okay, this introduced what? Memorandums. All right, reports and notings. They noted down each and everything as an official document, as an official record. Memorandums were created as an official record, and reports were created. Okay, you do report writing in your English, right? What does report writing mean? Whatever you have seen, you write it down. Okay, whatever you have witnessed, you write it down. So similarly, whatever was witnessed in those time, it was recorded in the name of reports, memorandums, or notings. This particular photo, you can see this particular image is of National Archive of India, 1920. Now what is archive? We will discuss. Britishers also believed all the written documents must be preserved, so they set up record rooms in every administrative office or institutions. Okay, they declared that they will be setting up record rooms. Why? To preserve all these documents. All right, or every written document must not be kept here and there or under the drawers or with any official person. It must be kept where? In the record rooms, where every record is preserved. With the same purpose, specialized institutions like museums and archives were created. That is the reason why museums and archives are created. This is, you can see National Archive of India, 1920. This is the very first archive where everything related to British India is recorded and is kept. In early years of 19th century, letters and memos were preserved in archives and were copied beautifully by calligraphists. In those days, Xerox machines or printing machines were not available. Okay, so they kept a copy of all those records. And how they used to preserve those copies? They made calligraphists to write down those documents again and again as copies. Okay, and it was written in a very beautiful handwriting because they hired special calligraphists for it. But later on, what happened, in the middle of 19th century, printing was introduced, so they made several copies of those documents, and it was preserved properly. Whoever had those documents, whoever had the copies of those documents. Surveys became important. Okay, now what are surveys? You know, survey means to have a complete count of something. All right, to have a complete count of something. The practice of surveying also became important in the colonial period in early 19th century. Why survey was important in the early 19th century? Because to study regions, the practice of surveying became useful. Okay, to have a brief study about regions, okay, the survey became important source. Britishers studied about topography, flora and fauna, local histories, cropping pattern, etc., etc., etc. Okay, to know about a particular region, how many people are living there, what kind of people are living there, about the population of that people, about the caste of that people, about the religion of that people, that group of people, what type of agriculture they are following, what type of cropping pattern they are following, what is the history of that particular region, okay, what type of soil that particular region has, and how many animals and birds are found in that particular region, or what type of flora and fauna are found, how many species are there, and so on. That is the reason why survey was conducted, and it became one of the most important part of having records. Census operations were held every 10 years. Students, you know that every 10 year population count happens, and that is called as census. All right, in every 10 year we come to know how many people are still living, how many people have taken birth, how many people have died, how many are working, how many are not working, how many are retired. We come to know about how many falls under 14 years of age, how many falls above 14 years of age, how many are unemployed, how many are employed, how many under government services, how many are under private services. We also come to know how many women are there, how many men are there, how many men are literate, how many women are literate and educated, and then what salary of people. We come to know about many things when we survey. Okay, survey is divided into many aspects, and then we come to a conclusion. Okay, we come to a result. Survey is not easy, but it is very a very efficient way of knowing about a particular region, or you can say country. All right, this brought information regarding population of India, their religion and occupation. Many surveys such as botanical surveys, anthropological, archaeological, zoological, forest surveys, etc. also took place in order to make a detailed study regarding the same. Okay, not just census operations were held, but also botanical surveys were done, zoological surveys, forest surveys, archaeological, anthropological. You come to know about not just people, but about each and everything belonging to that particular place. Okay, as I said, animals and birds, about what type of species of animals are found, what types of species of birds are found, species of plants and different shrubs and herbs are found, trees are found, fruits and vegetables. You come to know about different how the forest is, whether the forest is deciduous forest, or the forest is rainforest, or it is evergreen forest. Okay, and you come to know not just about people and things related to people, but also about everything related to that particular area. Students, quickly take down your activity as a homework. You got to find out information regarding the last census that took place in India. Okay, about India's population study. A few information is more than enough, not each and every detailed information, but just to make you understand how the survey is conducted and what is what kind of survey is conducted in our particular country. All right, got it? Now let us discuss about what we have studied in this particular part. We studied about colonization. What is colonization? One country, when tries to subjugate another country, is called as colonization. We also come to know how have we come to know about different histories. It's because of the official records that British government has preserved in the archives or museums. Alright, we also have studied about different sources of history, primary sources and secondary sources. Primary are the first-handed sources, secondary are the second-handed sources. Lastly, we studied about what? We studied about the surveys that were conducted by Britishers to know about a particular region, about the population, about religion, about their occupation. Alright, and not just about people and things about, and it also tells us about knowing each and everything that is belonging to that particular region, means topography, okay, flora and fauna, all right, climatic condition, and what kind of cropping pattern is followed by the farmers over there, okay, how many animals and what type of animals are found in a particular region, okay, that is called as zoological survey. Then we have forest survey, then we have archaeological survey about the particular monument or about a historical place. Alright, getting me? So different surveys have conducted, and still today we are following the same pattern, just to know about detailed study, just to have a detailed study of that particular place or region. So far we are done with this. Next part we will continue with the last part of the chapter. Alright, take care, all the best. Thank you.